welcome to my channel, and this is a book review of Ripples Unabridged by Aleatha Romig. I was provided this book as an ARC for an honest and voluntary review, and I just finished this book very recently. I got my hands on it, and I am on the fence about how I feel about this book. I mean, when I say that it's unabridged, it's because it actually originally was featured in the anthology Glamour, and I tried to read Glamour, but I didn't get to this story, and so I didn't know anything about it. Well, this story in its unabridged form and in the abridged form in Glamour is about the third child in the Rawlings family. If you have watched my channel, you know who the Rawlings family is. But for those that haven't been watching my channel, let me inform you on who they are. They are the family that is the saga of all sagas in my book, for the most part, in the psychological thriller romance sort of way that I have found to absolutely adore by Aleatha Romig. Was probably one of the most profound series that I've read and absolutely love in my repertoire, that I will definitely recommend to people that are able to handle some dark and twisted craziness, but at the same time have a good mystery thriller aspect to it. It's very psychological, but that's the Consequences series. And yes, so you have Tony Rawlings and Claire Rawlings, and they ended up having 3 kids. This story is about their youngest, Natalie. Well, Natalie is this sort of free spirit that has her dad's hair, but her mom's eyes, and almost her mom's spirit. So some of the good and bad things about this story is definitely a standalone, and because it is a standalone, having knowledge of the series that came before it, it's spin-off that you don't necessarily have to read to understand this book and enjoy this book. But those would be some of the reasons why I sort of feel a little on edge about it, because all of their history I know, and the small little things in the books sort of made me feel like Natalie as a character was weak in her journey. But at the same time, when I take myself out and stop thinking about the history that I already know, different aspects of the story, you can sort of feel at the same time that she has some strength. And that's really where I fell on edge about it. It's hard to discuss and review this book because I don't want to give any spoilers away for the Consequences series, and I don't want to give any spoilers away for Ripples, the story standalone itself. So just know that I'm on the edge about it. I loved jumping back into the Consequences world of Tony and Claire. I loved revisiting them and all of the side characters, Taylor and Phil, and finding out that they had 2 other kids, Nate and Nicole. Well, Nicole we already knew about, but they had Nate, and I would love to know if they, started talking to Aleatha and giving us little bits and pieces so we could revisit them again. But Natalie doesn't want to fall into the same legacy that her brother and sister have, and doesn't want to fall into the same legacy as her father, which is in business. She kind of wants to be this free sort of thinking. And that's sort of where I came with my dislikes as well, because I felt connected to her, but at the same time I felt like she was weak, like I said before. But this definitely is more of the psychological thriller aspect in my book of the Consequences series. It definitely left me with some questions, in which I private messaged Aleatha about, and she gives me her and maybes and things of that nature that she does so well. If you're looking for the romance part of it, it's there. If you're looking for the psychological thriller part of it, it is definitely there and will have you thinking. If this review says anything to you, go and get this book. If you haven't read the series Consequences, don't read it before reading this book. Go into this one blind and using it as a standalone. And then if you want to know more, then I say go and read it. But if you've already read Consequences and you know their backstory, read this book still because it's amazing. And I guess make your mind up for yourself. Maybe I'm missing something. If you have a comment that you want to tell me about and you've read the Consequences series, I would love to hear if some of you are feeling the same way I'm feeling on the edge. I give this book 4 stars because of all of that craziness. I love the Consequences series and world, and I loved having the backstory and everything like that. But like I said, I feel that she was a little weak. I have some other feelings about some of the other characters that are in this book as well, but I don't want to go into those because then there'll be spoilers, and I don't like spoilers. So I'm going to leave it at that. But this is Ripples by Aleatha Romig. I give it 4 stars, and all the information is down in the description box so you guys can go check it out. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, there is a feedback form down in the description box so you guys can help me improve my channel. I started a Goodreads group and a blog. Please go check those out as well. Thank you for watching.